Well, some people might call this type of gardening an obsession, but let's just say passionate hobby. I know you might be tired of hearing about bargains. These lilies were all a bargain, but it's all about planning ahead, and you won't believe where I'm planting these. Follow me. Well, as you can see, the vegetable garden has turned into a flower and vegetable garden since it's fenced in. This is the only place the deer can't get to, and they love lilies. This is our first batch, and the bargain part of this is that no normal person is going to buy a lily without a flower on it. And it's going to take me an entire year to see these blooms again, but I bought the entire nursery out of their 25 lilies, and you could find the same deal at your local nursery. But it is planning ahead, and yeah, I'm going to be looking at this for a year, but what's underneath here is going to grow and grow and grow, and I'm going to get more bulbs, more blooms next year, and we're just going to find edges along the vegetable garden to stick these in. The paths get thinner and thinner as I add more and more flowers on the side, but the edge of this vegetable bed has got decent soil, a little bit of clay in here, but it'll be fine for the bulbs. I'm going to dig some planting holes, put as many of the lilies in as I can, as I said, on the edges, and I cannot wait to see these things bloom next year. I'm certainly willing to wait. All right, let's get these in the ground. So most of these are labeled. I'm going to put all of the same variety together. This is one called Elena, and look at that. That's going to be a nice looking lily. It'll sit here all winter, and then next spring come up, and then next summer be the queen of the garden. And I've done this before. It's a good way to add lilies to the garden, as long as you're willing to wait. All right, this is our last Elena. Let me finish off those, then we're going to do a little harvesting and explain the best time and the best way to do that. Well, I've been harvesting for months now. The only thing I'm not harvesting that you might be are tomatoes. No tomatoes in my garden have changed yet, but we've got some mustard greens here that are starting to go to seed. The flower is edible. These leaves haven't got too bitter yet, so harvesting in the morning is the best time to do it. The plants have everything they need. They're not all dried out from being out in the heat, and so whenever I'm harvesting, it's first thing in the morning, and I'll just strip these off the stalk as we get going. And then I got to think, what's going in here next? Because once we harvest, then we've got to fill that spot with something else. I did notice that my butterfly weed came back. I thought it was gone. Doesn't look great, but at least it's back. That's a good plant for monarch butterflies, and we always want to help out the butterflies. All right, our next job is watering, another thing we do in the morning. So we water in the morning, so basically this foliage dries off. It also gets the plant ready for the day. Many people say, well, why don't you water at night? The water won't evaporate because we don't want these leaves to stay wet all night long. Tomatoes especially are prone to fungal disease. I got some cucumbers growing up here. And all you have to know about watering, do it at the base of the plant and really soak each plant in. You don't want to just put a little bit of spritz on there. We're going to sit here for a little bit. We're going to soak each one of these plants in and get it ready for the day, and then we're going to finish up. This is Stargazer, and it is a star. Oh, and it smells like heaven. I planted this one last year in the same way we just planted those. Yes, you have to wait, but isn't it worth the wait? Now check me out online. Lots of great gardening information there. That's how you can join my Seed of the Month Club. And this week's story starts a series about gardeners who are overcoming challenges. And this week, it's Parkinson's disease. We'll see you next week.